One of the problems we have is that the focus right now, and has been for quite some time, is on reading and writing and arithmetic. And I keep telling people as I travel the country, if we look at each year during graduation, we have tens of thousands of people, children that graduate from college who can't get a job. Now, why can't they get a job? It's because they have no technical skills. Their science and technical skills are absent. So what's happening, we've created a vast number of kids coming out of college with 4-year degrees, can't find a job. Our kids are even worse, because what's happening now with the focus on reading and writing and arithmetic, our children are not getting the kind of science they need before they start moving to the 4th and 5th grade. By that time, all research tells us that by the time a child reaches the 4th and 5th grade, if they're falling behind 2 or 3 years in science or mathematics, it's too late for them. They'll become gainfully educated enough to be able to fall into the job market, particularly as we move into a technological world.
What can we do to instill interest in our children to want to learn more about science, math, and technology?
Well, one of the things I think we have to show that we don't have a culture that supports intellectual development and social development. And so all this school reform that's going on in the country today is not taking into consideration the culture in which we want that reform to take place. I never forget my grandfather was always teaching when I was very young that if you take a rotten apple and put it in a barrel of good ones, it's a matter of time the good ones will be also rotten. And what's happening in our school reform over year after year after year seems to be cyclic, running in cycles because of the fact that we don't deal with the culture within which we're working. We have to change the culture. And our kids, the community, it do not support intellectual development. It doesn't support schools. It doesn't support their education, because if we look at a typical middle-class family who was bought into what we call the middle-class values, they're supporting themselves, making sure that they have a certain standard of living. Drop their kids off in a daycare center, bring them home in the evening, sit at the television until dinner time, and after dinner time, 8 o'clock at night, it's time to do homework, if they do any homework at all, and it's not the time to do it. Another thing that's very critical, it has to do with homework. To be efficient in mathematics and science, you have to go home and do homework. The laboratory for mathematics is a pencil and a piece of paper, practice. What's happening in this country right now, they moved that out of the curriculum. Very little homework goes home. Kids go sometimes 2 or 3 days going home with no homework. Our kids are caught up in that, because within that home, there's no support to try to go beyond what's happening into the classroom. And I think one of the things we're going to have to do in changing the culture within our community to let parents know you can't turn your child over to a school system and expect them to educate them. The primary responsibility of educating our children comes in the home. The school is a support system to make that process move forward.
Now,